Hi, this is Kevin Thomas with the At Home Film Festival. This week I'm taking a look at great 1930s actresses. I was going to do a slapstick comedy week, but I realized some of my favorite actresses were in slapstick comedies and they were great at dramatic roles too. So I'm not going to do our standard Katharine Hepburn, Joan Crawford. We all know who they are. Let's instead focus on 7 actresses so we can enjoy our week together. First, we have Jean Harlow. Her life was cut too short. She died at age 26. And I didn't realize till putting this together, she's in 2 of my favorite screwball comedies. First, there's Dinner at 8, a movie that I completely love. I don't even find it dated, witty dialogue. Jean Harlow is not our greatest actress ever made, but you know what? She is really good at making fun of herself and her surroundings. And here with the all-star cast, she holds her own against John Barrymore, Wallace Beery, and Marie Dressler. Now, we're going to share our one today, Jean Harlow, with also the great Myrna Loy, because they both were in the movie Libeled Lady, a film nominated for Best Picture and no other Oscar. This movie is also very witty about some people trying to get someone caught in the act of doing something, so she dismisses her libeled suit. So instead of focusing on Jean, who I love in this film, let's talk about Myrna Loy. Myrna Loy had a career that lasted for decades. She was in so many Oscar-winning and nominated films. She was in The Best Years of Our Lives. I like the way I said all this, I couldn't think of one. But she had a career until her old age, and yet she was never once Oscar nominated, not one time. She was in The Thin Man. She was in so much great stuff. She was pretty, she was talented. They didn't even throw her a bone with a special Oscar. And even very late in her career, she made this movie I love called Just Tell Me What You Want, which that definitely should have deserved a supporting actress nomination. Don't get me started. But let's get started on Carole Lombard, who died at age 33. Carole is in 2 of the funniest movies ever made, Nothing Sacred and My Man Godfrey. This is a comedy too, 20th century, a little less known than those, so I decided to screen this because it also has John Barrymore in it. We should do a whole show about him sometime. But in any event, this movie became a Broadway musical. It really stands the test of time. But dear funny Carole was in a lot of dramatic roles too, Vigil in the Night, in Made for Each Other. She was really diverse and talented, and it was so sad that we lost her so early. Then we have Norma Shearer. Norma Shearer is the Kate Winslet of the 30s. She was nominated in the 30s 6 times for Best Actress. She did win for a movie called The Divorcee. I'm choosing Smilin' Through, which was up for Best Picture. It's super sudsy, soapy, dramatic, where she plays a woman getting married. Spoiler alert, sort of, it happens early, but if you don't want to hear spoiler alert, turn away. She gets killed at the wedding. Years later, she plays another part where that character is going to marry the son of the killer. You talk about drama and soap. This is better than Dynasty. But Norma got all these great roles because she was also in Romeo and Juliet, Marie Antoinette, because she was married to the head of the studio, Irving Thalberg, who has a special Oscar named after him. The rumor mill has it that Joan Crawford hated her because she got all the good roles because she was sleeping with the boss. Well, Joan, I think you slept with everybody else. Okay. Then we have another great actress who was up for the Oscar 5 times, but she never won, Irene Dunne. She was in so many classic movies like The Awful Truth and all these great comedies. She was in I Remember Mama later, Life with Father. Her career just never would end. But besides doing great dramatic roles like Penny Serenade, we have Theodora Goes Wild, which I picked because this movie is very fun, a little risque. She plays a writer who does sort of racy stuff under a pseudonym, but yet she lives in a small, humble town, so everyone thinks she's this prim and proper girl, and who's that writer? Well, they're all one and the same. Then there's Jean Arthur. This movie may be from the 40s, and I'll tell you why, but she was in every great 1930s movie. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. You can't take it with you. It's this great ensemble cast. Charles Coburn there was up for an Oscar. He plays a business owner of a department store, and he goes undercover to find out why people hate him. Well, he finds out. But what makes this movie especially fun for me is when I was a child, on TV they said they're having an uncut screening of The Devil and Miss Jones. Why wouldn't I want to watch that? But as a stupid child, I thought it was the porno movie, The Devil in Miss Jones. So I was I can't even speak, I was so verklempt. I was disappointed it wasn't porn, but I ended up loving The Devil and Miss Jones, and you will too. So then we move on to our last great actress on this list, called Claudette Colbert. Claudette had a long career. She kind of went in retirement a little early, but she would come out for a project. But the year of this movie, Imitation of Life, she was in 3 Best Picture Oscar nominees. This one, Cleopatra.
And the one that
was
won, It
Wonderful
Happened
Life,
One
which
Night,
won
which
an
she also
Oscar.
won an Oscar.
She did a lot of great movies in her future. They were also up for Oscars. Since I Went Away, So Proudly We Hail. But I picked this movie because although it's still dated in this area and still needs work, this is about a movie where black mother's daughter passes for white. So she ends up working for Claudette. Now, the part that seems typical of old movies is she's the maid and the cook, and she makes the pancakes, and she uses the word, "I'm your mammy." Okay, that's, we're tired of that. But Claudette's character seems to treat her almost as an equal sometimes. I mean, she touches her hand, they kind of live together. She offered her to get her own house. She wanted, so in those areas, that movie was progressive. It still, though, slapped your face in many racist ways. Like this scene, the white daughter called the black daughter black, and now she's being told to apologize for that. Well, she is black. So, but the movie still needs work, but I still really liked it. But what made this stand out for me is they had a special movie trailer for it aimed at the black market. Let's take a look. Oh, 2 of the greatest actresses. It's not Claudette Colbert. It's, look, oh, Louise Beavers, who gives a great performance in that movie, and Freddie Washington, who played her daughter. So I love this trailer is aimed at the black market instead of, hey, some black persons in a Claudette Colbert movie. Anyway, that's our movies for the week. I love comments. Please give some below. Give some suggestions for next week. But until then, I hope you enjoy movies together at home. This is Real Kev saying, see ya.